Hello and welcome back, my dear YouTube friends. Hope things are going well for you. You are watching David Galata, Book Dreamer, and I'm very excited today. I'll tell you why. I've got another book signing coming up, not this weekend, but the one after, the 24th of September. I am so looking forward to this. Uh, Book signings are an important part of being an author. A lot of people don't really understand the whys, so I'll try to explain it today. First off, you get to meet new readers, which is great. You bring them on over, entertain them a bit, sign a book, answer some questions, and word spreads. And the more word spreads, the more books you're going to sell. You also get to encourage people directly to give reviews. Reviews are very important, especially for self-publishing authors. It's the only way to really gain any traction on platforms like Amazon. Uh, it's the only way to get word out, because people will look and they'll see, how many reviews you have, what kind of reviews. And we do this with products all the time, especially when we're shopping online. And, if you don't see a lot of stars and if you don't see, good reviews, it's not going to sell well, is it? And you're trying to spread your story. You're trying to have people read your story and enjoy your story. So you hope. But there are still many people, and they're quite correct, because this is all opinion, who prefer to buy books personally, going to a bookstore, going to a book convention. They want to do it personally, and there is something very magical about the personal experience. They don't just want to download another book onto their phone. They want to be able to hold it. They want to be able to read the words and not get as much eye strain by staring at screen. And they appreciate the effort that an author may go through in order to be there for them personally. It means a lot. It means an awful lot. The readers are friends to the authors. They're not enemies, they're friends. When authors get a little twitchy about, well, I don't really want to, no. You do want to. You want to meet your readers. You want to encourage people to read your books. So book signings are a really important thing. And they're fairly easy to set up. You need a little table. You need some books. You need a way of selling your goods, whether that's done through the store that you're working with or whether you're doing it yourself. I tend to do it myself. I have my own little setup. And that works very nicely. So this way I can take credit cards or cash or, whatever. And that also makes it a very personal exchange. It's a personal exchange. People like making that connection. They like being able to ask, oh, could you make it out to Robbie? Oh, sure, yeah. And you write whatever you write on there, and you give it a sign. And they're also getting the book at a nice price. And that's important too. If they look up online, they see your book is for $25, but they just got it for, 20, or they got it for 18. Oh, I got it at a nice price, and I got a signature that's been personalized. That's a really special thing. I like to make it a bit of a carnival. You know me, I dress in my odd shirts, and I do there too. Absolutely. I've got a special shirt that I wear for my book signings. And it has the cover for Crew of Ganges printed on it. And that's also, just part of the fun. If you make it fun, the readers will have fun. And if the readers have fun, they're more likely to give you a review. They'll be thinking about you. They're thinking, oh, yeah, this guy, yeah, he did this. Or, this lady did this and this, and she was really cool. And this way, they think of you fondly as an author. And that's really important. That's really important. Of course, the most important thing is your story itself. The story has to be great. Otherwise, it gets lost. It gets lost in the shuffle. If you can actually make traction and say, sell 100 books, now you're doing better than most authors. Quite honestly, most authors do not sell 100 books. It was shocking when I found out those numbers. But research it, you find it. But if you can crack that number, well, then you can crack 1,000. If you can, sell 200 books, you can sell 2,000. It just takes effort. And it takes you getting out there. And that means getting into the mindset of making it fun. Being a little dramatic. You could read aloud passages. No one's telling you you can't do X, Y, or Z. So far, I've been allowed to play music, and I like to play the music that I write to. Gives the whole setting that atmosphere. And you can, read aloud passages. You can, tell people about upcoming events or upcoming books. I've got 2 books coming up, so I'm looking forward to this. So book signings are really, really important because they lead to so many places. You might make new friends. I have. I'm sure other authors have. You meet someone who really likes your work, and then lo and behold, they find out that the work is also a bit of a reflection of you. Doesn't mean you've done all the things that you book. For those horror authors out there and murder mystery authors. But if you're a good author, your personality will shine through. And when people meet you, they're going to be happy that they did. They liked your work. They liked what you've written. They like your characters. You're going to make some friends, and that's a good thing. I have seen online a lot of people who are new authors like myself, and people who are thinking about becoming authors who are very, very afraid of being out in the public because they're afraid people will be cruel to them. I haven't really experienced that. I've experienced people who have shown indifference. That's fine. I've experienced people who have said, well, I'm really not into science fiction. I only read this, this, and this. That's fine too. They still came over to say hello. They still took a business card. So that's not bad. And yeah, every now and then, I suppose you do get someone who's just unpleasant. Yeah, that's going to happen. But that's not the majority. Most people are going to be glad to see you. Put up some flyers. Post it on social media. Make sure everyone knows where and when this is happening. Just to give you some advance notice, my event is going to be at the West End Plaza in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, off Route 209. In the plaza, there is a bookstore called C. Simpson Used Books Shop, and she is great. It's Kathy Simpson. She is great. Her shop is fantastic. I've seen a lot of used bookstores, and this one is beautiful. It's bright. It's got a lot of variety. It's really interesting, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to go through all the books and everything. I'm going to be right outside. So I'm going to be set up. There's a nice big sidewalk. It's like a double width sidewalk. And I'll be there with my little table. I've got all my stuff. And I'll be signing and selling books. That's going to be on Saturday, September 24th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you can make it, would love to see you. If we've never met before, let's meet. That's fantastic. This is what I like to do. These are the things that I consider to be the fun part of being an author, is actually meeting the public and reaching out to the public. And, if you do have a quiet day and you're there for a book signing, maybe you sold one or even none, just know that people saw the cover. They saw you. They saw your book covers. They saw your setup. And someday they might be wondering, who was that? And then they'll look you up. But you have to reach out. You have to let people know that you are friendly. It is okay to come over and ask questions. Greet them. Every time someone comes up, hi, how you doing? Would you like to take a look? No, no, I'm busy. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe later. You just keep it at that. But you know what's funny? People come back. They come back because you greeted them politely. You said, no problem. And hopefully you'll see you again. Like, I was almost like invited to be there again. They turn around, they come back. Treat people nicely. Be open. Be very welcoming. Be warm. And that's what you want anyway, right? If you hate your readers and you hate your book and you hate being an author, it's going to show. I mean, it's going to show. If you're terrified of your book and you're terrified of your readers, that's going to show too, and people are going to leave you alone. So you have to kind of be gregarious. You gotta step forward and say, hey, and it's okay. Make a fool of yourself. I do. I mean, quite honestly, every time I am behind my little booth there, I am making an absolute fool of myself, and it's fun. It is fun, and people find it fun. And they come over because they're like, wow, what is going on there? This guy looks nuts. And they come over and they see me smiling, and people are buying books, and they're like, oh, wow. You got to generate that carnival atmosphere. So that would be my advice. As limited as my experiences are, I make no bones about it. I am a new author. I do have 5 books published. They're self-published, but they have been edited and they're proofread. And yes, every book has its little mistakes. I know some people really nitpick on that. I don't care. If the only reason you buy a book is because there are no errors in it, 1, you haven't bought any books. And 2, well, if that's your criteria, then how about a dictionary? Because that's not reading the story. Story is king. The story is in charge. That's the truth. If your story is compelling, people forgive a lot. They really, really do. And I have seen traditionally published books that were far more of a mess, but I am very new at this. And yet, in the few experiences I've had with book signings, all I can say is make it fun. Make it a lot of fun for everyone who shows up, or even for everyone who walks by. You want them to say to themselves, wow, I should go over there and check that out because it looks like a party. Then it's a lot of good vibes. People are there, they're having fun, you're having fun. And next thing you know, you sold a lot of books. I mean, if someone comes up and you recognize that they're, one of the librarians of your community, like, oh, well, give to the library. Just here. Let me donate these. They'll process it. They'll go through all their little steps, but at least it's there. That's important too, because it's not about making every nickel and dime you can. You're not, you're not selling burgers. You're not selling diamonds. You're selling books. You're selling the story. And if you're making more than one story, you're writing more than one book, you're going to be happy that you gave some away, because those people read and say, wow, this book is so cool. Someone will go to the library, they'll take it out, they'll read and go, what else has this guy written? What else has she produced? Oh, look, she's got another trilogy. Oh, look, he's got a whole thing of short stories. And they're going to buy them. They're going to ask for them. They're going to go to the librarian and say, hey, do you have any more of this author's work? And guess what? The library will look into it. And if they do, they will purchase it because they get it at a very low price. And they'll purchase it, and that counts. Every little bit counts. It takes time. You got to have patience. Well, I guess that is the topic for today. I hope you have enjoyed this. I enjoy making these little videos. I think they're a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy watching them. I'm going to get on to different topics next week, and we're going to talk a little bit about science. I think science is going to be the next topic. So I hope you look forward to that as much as I am. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Thursday. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. It really helps. All right. Take care, everyone.